So I'm actually overlooking Loch Lomond. Bit of a kind of overcast, foggy, murky day, so you can't see like all the hills and scenery in the background. It's a kind of jetty. But what I'm loving most is the noise these stones make as I walk through them. So fun! Such a yummy noise. So I was trying to get a spot to come down here to do my little readings. I was going to do some Scottish readings by the water. Some messages from Spirit. The weather's kind of against us, but I might try and find a spot where I can sit down by this tree in a sec, overlooking the water. And we might just do one anyway. Welcome to your card 1 pile. This is a message from Spirit. In the intro, as I said, look at these lovely stones. There's loads of them on here. Across the water. Anyway, yeah, I digress. So, these, each card came with a stone, and I was sort of figuring that this reading was going to be like an emotional read because we're by the water's edge. And we kind of wanted to look at these cards and do like a mini spirit reading. Spirit wanted you to see at this time, and it might have an important message for one of you guys watching. So if I get a bit closer, can't quite see, hold it to the light. Family. So if you picked group 1, you've got the spirit card of the Holy Spirit, and this card of family is bringing up like images of, perhaps you've been having an emotional time with, I don't know, a close family member where you've not been seeing eye to eye. Have there been like disagreements, or have you just been thinking that perhaps you've not been giving them the time and love they deserve? Maybe they want you to open up to them a little bit more. You know, some of us have been going through difficult times in our lives, I guess. It's really easy sometimes when you go through these emotional times to completely shut off from people. Listen, I know. I know this feeling very, very well. But closing off at this time is actually probably the worst thing you can do. Of course, we all need quiet time and we all need our own space. No one's saying that you shouldn't do that. It's equally important. But it's important not lose that contact, that dialogue, or not open yourself up to the support that perhaps is around you at this time. Maybe it's a sister, a brother, a mother. Maybe it's a family, a friend that's like family to you. It's like been around you for many, many years and might as well be a family member. You love them as much as you would anyway. So maybe this person is offering you support, or maybe this person is going through the emotional need, and this card is asking you to be vigilant of the people you love, I guess. But also, they're giving me a deeper meaning from Spirit, where they're saying sometimes we've learnt these old patterns of, as soon as something gets really hard or really close to us, like our families, you know, hence the family card, that it gets too hard, and the kind of inner child in us reverts to going off and sitting in the corner quietly and not speaking to anybody. This is the image I'm getting at the moment of this person that feels a bit broken. Perhaps emotionally they think nobody will ever understand them or what they've been going through. If this is you, by the way, there are people that love you out there, and there are people that, even on a spiritual realm, I don't know how much you are open to spirit or this side of your life, or whether you have any sorts of faith in your life, whatever that might look like for you, you're not alone, and you are surrounded by people, places, feelings that can comfort you, and that just want you to know that ultimately, gosh, my throat started closing up then, like I couldn't speak. Is this you? Is this you struggling to speak, to communicate, to even open up and say, I'm really struggling here. Things are not great. So if this is you, or if this is a family member or friend that you're giving this support to, just know that things do come full circle in the end. There is lighter times to come. You will work this out. There will be love for you. Even if there isn't right now, there will be love again. Or maybe you can be open to understanding that there are people that love you now if you just let them in. But it's asking you to just acknowledge that fact. It's easy to think that everything's doom and gloom and everything's against you, and at the end of the day, none of us are victims, are we? We might feel in the mode of that sometimes for a short period of time, but we really aren't victims, and we really do have our own inner strength to pull ourselves up from these times. But it just means being really honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Why are you feeling like this? Who is it that's made you feel like this? What do you think's triggered those behaviours? Have you dealt with the situation well? Have you communicated how you feel adequately to the people that love you? If you can't, what would you say to them now? You know what? Sometimes I go through all of these questions when I'm in a low place, and it's really good to just start answering your own questions and having to try and have some perspective. I know it's not easy. It's pretty deep stuff, this group 1. So from the water's edge, I'm going to show you now. You see how deep that water is and how misty it gets the further out it goes. This is probably a metaphor for your feelings, group 1. You out there in the deep end where you can't see anything. You want to get back into shore, get back to the people that love you. Well, it's in your grasp, group 1. Take care, sending love. Welcome, group 2, to your spiritual message card today from my Spirit Guides deck. So you actually got devotion from your nature spirits. Now we're really this doesn't get much more nature than what we're in right now, right? I am actually getting wet doing this, so I want you to know the sacrifice I'm making for you to do these readings. Where to start then? So devotion. You see, this card is almost like, looks like where I'm sat. You see the water? You can just see the moon coming out and looking beautiful and lighting up the way. It's kind of what I want to say, actually, in a weird sort of way. So Spirit are saying your nature spirits are around you right now. They want you to just get outside. They want you to breathe fresh air. They want your lungs to feel full again. They want you to skip and feel happy under the sunshine. Maybe you are, maybe you're not in that energy right now. I'm saying to you though, somebody is highly devoted to you, group 2. Somebody loves you. Somebody wants to show you how much they love you. Still waters run deep, so they say, yeah? Well, I think this is the case. I think for some of you, this will be different meanings. For some of you, you have been in a relationship. You have been mastering love, overcoming hurdles, dealing with barriers perhaps you and the other person have or have built up over time. But what you have built with this person has longevity. Maybe that's it. Maybe that scares you. This idea of commitment. It's very rare that any of us enter into a loving relationship where we have it sussed, where we know what the outcomes are going to be. And so we have to kind of go through this journey, don't we, at first, where we pretend, you know, we don't have the capacity, or we're just going to take it slow, and then you share stuff and you build relationships, you build intimacy, and before you know it, the L-bomb's being dropped. Yeah, I know, been there, seen it, done it. Yeah. So what I guess it's saying is, once you've overcome those barriers and you have given yourself to that, Spirit want you to know that there's so much wealth to have been gained from that vulnerability. Vulnerability, after all, is about being open, showing your emotions. Sometimes that means things will be raw. Sometimes we all miscommunicate. I do believe, though, that ultimately it feels like that communication and the difficulty of it is the important bit. That's the real learning curve. And I feel like maybe you're in separation from somebody, but maybe you love them and they love you. Maybe you've been apart from somebody for quite some time. Hold on, I've got to just show you this. Sorry, card 2 readers. So this little thing's approaching me. See if we can pan in so you can see it. Is this you, group 2? Tiptoeing on eggshells, wanting to approach somebody, but being scared. Looking around, watching what people are thinking of you, what they'll think, what you'll think. If you're vulnerable, you let this love in. Hold on, it's coming closer. Oh gosh, it's right next to me now. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Okay, so we've got water, and we've got emotion, and we've got connection. I think we saw that coming. So are you, like this pheasant, gonna go and pop yourself in the bushes, go and hide? Or are you gonna face what's there for you? Look how beautiful he or she is. Oh no, she's gone. They're off. So, devotion. We just saw it. We saw it live on camera. Came out of the bushes, approached somebody, got cold feet, popped himself into the forest. If that's you, group 2, stop it. Or at least go and get a bit of shade from the rain, which is probably a sensible thing that bird's doing, rather than sitting out here getting wet like me. Go and tell the person you love them. Go and face the vulnerability. Go and deal with the problems that you are facing. For another set of group watching this reading, this devotion is talking about self. It's talking about devoting yourself to what is really healthy for you. Devoting yourself to being the healthiest version of you, so you can move forward in life and be the best authentic version of yourself. You know, this is a place where you listen to your emotions, you have strong boundaries, you understand yourself, you know when it's time to call yourself out on behaviours that perhaps need some work. But ultimately, you're listening to that feeling in your gut which says, am I happy now? Am I safe now? Am I loved? Do I love myself? Am I making all the right choices in life for me? And there's this idea in this card of this basking in the moonlight. You know, in the tarot, the moon card is about how shadows hit stuff and how it's a mystery and how sometimes secrets come out and we see things, we understand things better, we get clarity. I think maybe you need to take a bit of time to get the clarity, whether this is about somebody else or about yourself. Take some time, think things through. Try and think from all perspectives involved. And ask Archangel Michael and your higher self, what decision, what do I need to do to get the best possible outcome I can for myself and anybody involved? I wish you well, Group 2. And I hope that you're able to channel your emotions and your devotion in a healthy way. Take care. Hello, Group 3. Oh God, the rain's getting even heavier. I'm sat out here by the loch. I was hoping it would be quite calm, and although it is calm, but not raining and a bit clearer, so you could see Loch Lomond in all its beauty and splendour. I just had a little animal come out of the woods to see me. Go have a look on card 2's reading, just because it's fun. But yes, so you picked this white stone, and along with this was the partnerships and love card from Spirit. So there's an important message here for you, Group 3. It's now making a noise then, that's that bird. It's very beautiful in colour. Anyhow, sorry, Group 3. So, partnerships and love. So like Group 2, we have another Nature Spirits card. As I said earlier, it's really fitting because I kind of just wanted to go outside and be in this beautiful country that I'm in and see nature and breathe in fresh air, and it felt like being by the water, it was going to be emotional readings, and all 3 have been very heart-based and very emotional readings. We finish on pile 3, which is maybe left the best of the last 3, maybe you feel that way. But so we've got the partnerships and love card for you. So in the picture you've got all these different people holding hands. And then you've got this little hand coming up from Spirit, giving them a star. Several sort of literal meanings I get from this card instantly. Take from this, obviously, what resonates for you and leave what doesn't. That this is Spirit kind of handing you this star, which is this person or this relationship. Whether you are married to this person already and you're in this relationship now, and you're only just perhaps realising, perhaps you've been through some stuff and you're realising the beauty of this person and that they are a star, or what their star qualities have been in terms of perhaps how they've loved you and supported you in recent months. Or maybe this is a brand new relationship. Maybe you've not even met yet. The cards are saying it takes all sorts of people. We're all very different in shape and form. We're all emotionally, some are more emotionally stable than others. We've all been through our traumas and stuff that's happened in our lives that mean that we're the person we are today and have shaped who we are, who we love and how we love. So if this is potential for a new relationship, perhaps you've met somebody and they're not your normal type, or you think, oh, is this person for me? Is this really... It's saying, like I say, it takes different types of people to make the world go round. We may see one thing externally and think, oh, he looks nice, she looks nice. And then when we dig a bit deeper and get to know them, we thought, oh, you know what, that person just wasn't a fit for me, or they weren't right for me. But this partnership and love is like highlighting this in your life at the moment. Perhaps you're single and you'd like to meet somebody and you love Spirit to gift you this gift of this wonderful love, this wonderful partnership. This card is telling you that it's on the way. I feel it's on the way. I feel some of you already have it. Maybe you misplaced how amazing it was. Perhaps you need to remind yourself of that love you had with that person, or that you have with that person. It's really easy, isn't it, to get caught up in day to day, where we take these people for granted that are in our lives, that make us smile, make us laugh, that hug us and kiss us when we're sad or when we're happy, that have a drink and cheers to some amazing toasts and celebrate these fabulous milestones in our lives with us. Or we're just looking back at memories of when that love was so special. Have we maybe lost sight of it? Have we let go of that for a while, and maybe we need to work on this area? Maybe we've just come out of a relationship and it's highlighted to us this idea of love, this idea of what a loving partnership will look like for us. Perhaps that past relationship will have shaped who you will be in the next round, the next time. It's asking you to open your mind to things as well. Doing the same things all the time will just continually get you the same results. Now, if that works for you, or has worked for you in the past, then by all means take this as a confirmation that you're on the right path. But if it genuinely ends up in this feeling of alone, sadness, trauma, pain, there's a pretty good chance that it's because it's continual behaviour, continual thought processes keeping you stuck. You know what, I've been thinking a lot about this idea of being in pain this week. Gosh, look at this rain. I'm sat in the rain getting wet. I probably need to be cleansed. Probably could do with an emotional cleanse today, so let's go with it. So I was thinking about this idea of pain, experiencing emotional pain. Pain really is trauma that's just not resolved for me. If I had to say in a nutshell, that's what I would describe it as. And then it surprised me how much pain is in the world, how much trauma that as individuals or as groups of people that we never resolve, we never maybe get the chance to resolve, or maybe we never try to. I think when you're in transition of coming out of a relationship and going into another, perhaps it's your chance to take stock of that and say, what could I have done differently that might have resolved this? Or what can I do differently next time to resolve the same sort of pain coming about again? We have to do this inner work, and we have to be prepared to admit these things to ourselves. If we don't examine our behaviours or our emotions, one, we're not caring about ourselves enough to do that work, and two, we're just never ever going to grow from it. So we're just going to keep ourselves stuck in this pain state or this trauma state. So Spirit is saying to you, Group 3, go internally and be prepared to face the pain. Let's face it in order to welcome more open, warm, loving relationships into our lives. Let's prepare a great environment within us internally and in our heart space so that we can love and love new partners or existing partners, or open ourselves up to loving the relationships, our families, our children, our siblings. You know what? We could all do with a bit more love in this world. I think we could all agree on that. Be kind to yourself, Group 3, and be willing to go on this journey with yourself in order to come across this reading again in a little bit of time and look at it and saying, okay, now I get this, partnerships and love. It's still raining on me, more ways than one. But I hope you liked the readings. They're a little bit off key. I just decided to do them today. My pink bobble hat. Next to the water, understanding that our emotions are like water. They're deep. but sometimes we just have to let them be still until they're ready to come to the surface. So from Bonnie, Scotland, Loch Lomond, I hope you enjoyed your reading today. Take care.